My process is pretty easy. Use 3 Tupperwares. One is a dirty wash of denatured alcohol, one is a clean wash of denatured alcohol, and the third is hot water. All the tools you need are right there too, the scraper and everything for your printer, toothbrush, and the rest doesn't matter right now. I like to use denatured alcohol because it's cheap. You can get it at the hardware store. It cleans just as good, if not better, than IPA, especially if you're using IPA under 99%. I try to be efficient with my time and just kind of get the tools I'm going to use next at hand, and I just go from there. You don't have to spray down the model like I do in this video. It's just I wanted to get a little excess resin off, so if these things fly off the build plate, it doesn't cause a bunch of damage. These models were way too overcured onto the build plate. It was just something about these prints, and it was terrible. So you get to see me fight through this model. One of the easy ways to mitigate this horrible thing is make sure you've got decent base layers, but not too much. You don't want them baked to the plate because it is just a nightmare to remove. Once I get them in the dirty wash, I just let them sit for a minute. They actually sit in here a little too long. Soraya Tech and a couple of other manufacturers recommend about 30 seconds and no more than that soaking in alcohol, because it can soften the resin, which can cause detail loss, or can cause, even after you've gotten to the end, the models just won't cure correctly. They'll just kind of be sticky or tacky. And I think this happens a lot with wash and cure stations because people just leave them in the alcohol for 5 minutes while it swirls. Once I get them out of the dirty, I just put them straight into the clean. And while I let them sit there, I do a quick wipe down of my gloves, my tools, and my build plate. That just means I'm done with that already. I can start another print right now just to get the ball rolling, or it just lessens what I'm doing in my cleanup later on. This is what the resin I was using when I made this video. I really like it, but I think Elegoo ABS, like standard gray, just looks so crisp when you print it. It looks like a statue. I really like it. It's a lot easier to get a hold of. Sometimes Soraya Tech is out of stock, but Elegoo ABS is always on Amazon. I can order it, get it same day. I use a junk microwave to heat up my water. You don't have to do that. You can just use hot water from the tap. But the issue is you need to treat any water you use with your resin the same way you treat your solvents. You need to let it evaporate in the sun and then deal with the dry residue afterwards. Now in this step, what I'm doing is I'm putting them in front of the fan just to get the alcohol to dry faster. I don't want to wait for it to dry with just the ambient temp, especially if I'm printing in the cold. It takes forever for the alcohol to evaporate, so the fan helps a lot. Then I put the models into the hot water. The hot water allows the supports to come off very easily, and it reduces the scarring you will get on prints. So you prioritize printing models where the supports are going to attach in places where you're not going to see the scarring, but the hot water helps mitigate any of the supports you have to use in areas that you're going to see. And once you soak them in hot water for a little while, they peel right off, like just done. It's great. I like to save all of my support bits in like a big clear container because they're not going to be washed as well as the other stuff, and I like to set it in the sun during the day to let everything cure before I dispose of it. You need to be responsible with resin. The next step is, once they're completely dry, put them in your curing station. Soraya Tech recommends 60 seconds. I do the same thing with Elegoo, Anycubic, anything else. 60 seconds under the light. Flip it halfway through and you're done. These are some examples of my prints. That's on my Anycubic Photon Mono, which is a 2K printer, but you can see the detail is fantastic. This is a birthday cake mimic I printed for my brother for his birthday, and my wife did a beautiful paint job on it. This is from Highland Miniatures, and it's just gorgeous. It's like the perfect 32 millimeter display piece. And this bad boy, I put a paint job on, and I'll probably share that in a different video. And that's it. Thanks for checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll probably make more. I guess like and subscribe if you're into that kind of thing.